Hello, everyone. It's Sue here. I am back with a page in my Interleaved Bible, and I am focusing on a name of God, which is Elohay Kedem. So I'll explain to you what that is, but I am in verse, or what that means. I am in verse Deuteronomy chapter 33, verse 27, and it reads, "The eternal God is your refuge, and his everlasting arms are under you. He drives out the enemy before you. He cries out, 'Destroy them.'" So that is the mighty, faithful, ever promising God that we serve. And the reason I chose this particular name of God is because for January 2020, this is for the small group at my church. So I wanted a name of God that shared his characteristic of being always there for us, right? Our refuge. He tells the enemy to flee, right? I mean, that's what we have in our relationship with God, right? So that's a promise of God. Our promise, your promise, my promise. So I want it to be encouraging for 2020 in the respect that, however 2019 was, or however today was, or last week, and if you had a major struggle in 2019 or recently, which you know what we all do, it's just part of life. It makes us strong, right? But what else it does is it helps us to seek God. And so I want this to be an encouraging message that, you know what? That Elohay Kedem, the God of the beginning, the eternal God, that he is there to drive out our enemies. He tells them, he destroys them, right? So go to God today, right now, and give all of your burdens and your worries over to him. He is Elohay Kedem. Okay. So I want it to be encouraging to help you start your 2020 uplifted and encouraged and positive. And we can do this every day. It's not that it just has to be the beginning of a new year, right? I mean, God is always with us. He's there. So, and this promise is there. It's not for just the beginning of the year. It's for every day, for every moment of every day. So what I'm using on this page in my Interleaved Bible is my Daniel Smith watercolor paints. That brush is a Princeton brush, round. And I was just playing, having fun, painting some flowers and totally enjoying that process. I will say that on this particular page, I did not prep it with gesso, clear gesso. I am a prepper from way back. But I'm like, well, let me try, a page without prepping, because it's only watercolor. And, to be totally honest, I don't think I'll ever do it again. I really like prepping my pages. And it's not so much whether it's bleeding through to the other side, right? It's not all about that. It is the foundation that the gesso gives to the paper. So it allows more movement of the paint while it's wet and blending of the paint while it's wet, as opposed to it just not doing anything like right here, right? So I'm trying to put a little bit of shading onto some of these petals. And, it's different. I mean, it's just different by virtue of it not being watercolor paper, right? Watercolor paper acts totally different. So I have to remember that too. But it just really sat on top of the first layer of paint. And it's okay. It's all right. I just next time I'll approach this differently and go back to prepping the page. So when I do that, when I do my next page, I'll be sure to share a video so that you can see, what what I've done, and what difference does it make. So that's actually like a really good test, right? Now that I'm into watercoloring more than I ever was in my life for like the past 2.5 months, now I know I'm more educated about watercolor and what it can do and what it should do, and what environment there has to be in order for it to do that, meaning, good watercolor paper is important, but hey, this is a Bible and it's not watercolor paper. So what can I do to make it react more like I want it to react? So now I'm just reading the verse again, Deuteronomy 33:27. And it reads, "The eternal God is your refuge, and his everlasting arms are under you." Okay. He drives out the enemy before you. He cries out, "Destroy them." Right? He is there. He is Jehovah Nissi, right? He is our banner in our battles, right? He's at the head of the army, right? He's the army. Oh my gosh, it went right out of my head. The Lord of heavenly hosts, right? He is the head of the army. He's there for us. So Elohay, Kedem, God of the beginning, right? So he was there in the beginning. So in Genesis 1:1, where it reads that, God, let me just get to the exact, I just want to read it. Let me just pull it up here. Genesis 1:1. And this name of God is used in the very, very, very first scripture of the Bible. So it reads, "In the beginning, Elohim created the heavens and the earth." So just so you know, Elohay, Elohim, or some people say Elohim, or even just El, they all refer to God. Okay, so God of the beginning, the eternal God. Okay, so whenever you see the word God in the Bible, in Hebrew, it means either El, Elohim, or Elohay. And that's it. So that's the end of my page. I hope that this video encouraged you, and thank you so much for being here. Bye-bye.